Hello everyone, welcome to another ecosystem session. Today we have Raphi and Johannes from the Lightwave. Hello guys.
Hi David, it's great to meet you.
Yeah, it's great to be here. We are recording on the 13th of January 2021. And yeah, really excited to be here, Raphi. I know you've been a long-term contributor to the Holochain ecosystem, so it's really cool that that this project has bubbled up, and I'm really looking forward to learning more.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be actually working on with a team and on a project and introducing them to the Holochain ecosystem.
Yeah, super. Okay. Well, let's learn a little bit about. Actually, before we go into that, do you guys want to just introduce yourselves briefly?
So we're actually sitting next to each other, but it's a bit easier to talk and with a presentation. Yeah, we're living in Zurich in a community with 18 people, where we also do some project work like on the Lightwave team. So personally, like people that are active in the Holochain community, they probably know me already. I've been quite active on Telegram for a couple of years, and also did some interviews and video recordings myself. And yeah, I've just been like really fascinated with the technology and especially also the philosophy behind the technology and what that implies, and the people that it all brings together in the whole ecosystem and the community. It's been really fascinating and great. Yeah, so in the last half year I was not so active, but we were quite actively working on the Lightwave marketplace. Yeah, that's basically my story.
Yeah, so I'm like passionate about Lightwave too, and to create also with heart, but also combine it with technology to create the best out of it for humanity. And so that's also our basic motivation. How can we help in general humanity and also give something to the people and to the earth? And for that, yeah, we was seeing that there's so much going already well in the world, but we see there's also room for improvement. And that's where we see distributed systems as a great tool to combine collective intelligence and people to work more collaborative. And so we meet each other on a Holochain talk that Raphi has presented in a university, and we get to know to each other and so, hey, how can we integrate such just a great technology as Holochain to society? And we see with the marketplace what we are creating with Lightwave is, it's combining perfectly and gives us a basic for a long-term project that goes also beyond us one day. So it's all cool to be here, and yeah, thank you.
You're muted, David.
Awesome. Thanks, Raphi. Thanks for the intros, guys. I think let's get straight into learning a little bit about Lightwave.
Sure. So I will share the screen and present what we are doing. So you can see the screen?
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect. Yeah, that's our logo. It's the Lightwave. And so our basic concept is that we want to build a marketplace for cities. And we are focusing us now on the food market and to connect the food producers to the city customers, to the urban customers. And yeah, so that's our ecosystem right now. And we are already in contact also with all the different organizations to make a prototype, to make an app, and to continue on the development of the marketplace. And so we are using right in the moment Angular and Firebase. So we've gone through the planning process and also the design process, and have already a prototype app, and we're going now to test it with the organizations, and we're looking forward to launch it next time soon. And on the Holochain part, we are now on the team building part, where we are also planning and just designing before we go to the prototyping testing phase. Exactly. And the city marketplace is also part of a long-term vision. So we see the big opportunity there that with a sales fee, we can fill a shared wallet from the city. So everyone is ownership of the marketplace and ownership of and has some, is profiting also from the local economy. And by changing ideas and voting together on which projects should be supported, we can create impact, support new projects, and that goes back to the city marketplace offering products or services. But it's important to say that the impact creation don't need to be products or services, could be also social or voluntary projects in general. And now going back to the marketplace for regional organic food, where we want to present you the demo. Okay.
Actually, Johannes, before we go into the demo, can we pause and just ask a few questions?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Now we get a bit of sense of what it is.
Yeah.
Stop.
I can also stop screen sharing.
Yeah, perfect. That'd be great.
So 1 moment, please. Okay. Cool.
Super. Okay, so yeah, I just want to jump into a couple of questions about the world, really. And the first is just, what do you believe about the world that makes what you're doing so important?
Yeah, for me, it's that our systems that we're currently living in, that they are quite harmful to the environment and also to ourselves, and that we need to find new ways of building and managing those systems. So for me, like the big approach or the big way of thinking is like, how can we build systems that they support life and that they actually grow life in their forms. So kind of finding regenerative ways of living together as a society on this planet, with nature, with animals. For me, it's really all about that. And I think the marketplace is a great tool to start exactly in this direction, where it's about resources and people and consumption, and where we can influence consumers in a way that they will want to choose to, or in a way to be more regenerative, that they're consuming actually has a positive impact on the environment and on other people. So it's, yeah, for me, it's a first step about building this kind of living systems. That's also part why I'm with Holochain, because I see that there we have the architecture and the technology to focus on building living systems instead like opposed to more exploitive systems or just human-centric systems. Even it's more about life, really, and helping life to flourish and kind of unfold its potential.
Yeah. Also, we give better access to the citizens to their regional food, and I mean it's a healthier system to build up also all the logistics around the city, and to support more the regional, local markets. Because all the globalization with transportation of food of other countries or other continents, it's a bit challenging if we see the development that other countries like India or China, where more prosperity is coming in, that everyone is buying global. So it would be a big challenge, to maintain a balance on the world, also with to see on the perspective of climate action, and to build something long term. And other point is that we connect also conscious people, and we see this something important, because people who are buying or has this awareness to buy regional has also, I guess, their awareness about the challenges, what's going on the environment, but also on the social part. And that's where also the third point is coming in, all the financial aspect, that we are creating financial value, that we're distributing no more in these big companies or in the big states, but more in the hand with the new technology as Holochain on a distributed matter, and that then we can organize ourselves on a new way, how to organize maybe first the city, but if it works well in other cities, we can connect people. The people can connect from different cities together on a bigger platform, and also discuss how we can organize regional or global systems. And so it gives us a good base to really we create a system where people can collaborate better and organize their resources more sustainable. And so it's making me passionate to work on it.
Yeah, so in the regenerative movement, there is a lot of talk about bioregions. And I think that's really one of the parts that I find really interesting is like what's the region, like what's the kind of natural borders that we live in that make sense for a system to like be adapted to. And yeah, that's really, and then from this part we can use the technology also to kind of scale to other bioregions. And I guess like for different systems, the bioregion like could be different. Like for agriculture, you have a certain area, and then for water systems, you have a different area. That's and then at some level, it also integrates into politics or like how decisions are made. And I think for me, my worldview is really that everything is interconnected and works together somehow. So we need to find good ways to really base decisions and systems like that we want to build on real and practical kind of boundaries.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys. And then what about yourselves? Like what compels you guys personally to work on these problems? You know, what do you believe about yourselves that you have solutions to these kind of problems?
Yeah, for me, it's really the strong interest in these kind of living systems and the complexities. I see a lot of beauty in those kind of systems that align with nature and the natural world, and also thinking in these complexities, looking at the flows of how things move and flow together and interact with each other. That's really my deep passion that I want to bring into the project and into the world.
Yeah, so it sounds maybe a little bit strange, but my basic motivation is just love, and it comes maybe from my inner child that it's a little bit hurt about to see how we're treating the earth or Mother Earth, or also and at the same time, the inner child is there, the creative part that sees that is playing, that sees there's so much opportunities, there's so much freedom in humankind, so much power also being human, and also to connect with as a group. It's very something special, and it makes a lot of fun, and also to create something really where people are recognizing it and giving like Anerkennung, how to say it?
Recognition.
Yeah, recognition. Yeah, it's something nice, so special at the same time. And so also, yeah, there's like an open field. I mean, there's so much opportunities outside. We can stick so much stuff together because we are just at the beginning of the age of the digitalization, of connecting really the economy on a new way, and it's just fun to be at that part that we can do this and build with that new systems that goes completely in a new way. So it's fun. It's just fun, and yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I have been working in the kind of field where you order and buy stuff like for the past 6 or 8 years. And what was always frustrating in that area that we are now basically building our software in is that everything is built in disconnected silos. So my work is basically doing the connection from one silo to another manually. And like this whole time I was like thinking, man, why don't we build software that connects and talks to each other? It would be so easy. So yeah, in a sense, that's also part of what we're trying to do now, and what's also my kind of expertise that I can bring into the project. And something, yeah, I wasn't even planning to do that. It just came together quite naturally.
Oh, I love it. This is great. So, Raphi, can you tell us a little bit more, or just give us a specific example of your current world and these silos, just using something real so people can understand it, then maybe a little example of how that may change in what you're building.
Yeah, so I was working at the university, kind of ordering laboratory materials. So we have, in our group that I was working in, we have a small kind of storage unit where we have all the things for a couple of weeks or months or sometimes even years, where we store our things that we need daily, like tubes and bottles and syringes and all that kind of stuff. And so I have, well, I didn't even have a digital kind of storage management system. For that, it was too small, but previously I worked in a hospital where we had quite a large storage unit with a lot of, I don't know how many thousands of items. And yeah, even the big challenge was to keep an overview of what you have. And so we always had to, when we moved it internally, we had to scan an article and then kind of also do the accounting, so that the article was then booked to another department. And so there was a lot of information flowing back and forth, and from manual with an input device and then moving into the digital. But we weren't able from our own system, like product management system, storage management system, to then automatically order the things when the amount we had in storage got to a certain threshold. So we always had to order manually as well. And then kind of we had cards that we collected, and then for each item, and then we had to put everything in, or actually we could scan it, but yeah, I think you get the idea. And then afterwards we would get the invoice by post, and we had to scan the invoice and put on a code, and then send it to be scanned again and to be kind of put into the archives, on the digital archives. And all these kind of things. So when I was working there, they started to do some digitalization, that they got the first invoices electronically. But yeah, it's because every company has its own separate system. It was really difficult, I think, on a software level for them to connect and talk to each other. And now with the marketplace, we see the same thing, that how do the products get from the producers, like the local farm, how do they get kind of to the distributor, and from the distributor then to the store. So right now in the community, we order at such a large distributor for organic food, and we actually have to fill a Excel sheet for ordering, like with 3,000 or something products in there. And so it's not up to date. I can either have the up-to-date list, or I can have a list where I have my preferences saved, but I don't have a way to do both. Yeah, it's just, for me, it really doesn't make sense on an information technology level to work like this. It's just everything is patchworked somehow. And that's also part where we want to do a software that really supports the whole flow of things from the producer into the system, and then being able to maybe even support the planning of the farmers and the producers. And I guess at some point the middleman will become less important, and it's more about actually moving the goods from one place to another, and less about actually them storing it themselves somewhere. So I think when we fully move to digital, one of the potential I see is that when you have fresh vegetables, the route to the actual usage is much shorter and takes less time, like if we can get the digital connection working right. And now it goes from the farmer to the distributor, and then from the distributor to the shop, and then from the shop to the home of the person who then cooks a meal a few days later. So it takes, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for fresh produce to get from the farm to the home. And like for me, when you have a garden, then you probably know that when you take something from the garden and cook it the same day, that's like the best you can get. It's so fresh, and it has all the nutrients still intact and everything. So it's on many levels. Yeah, it has an impact on many levels.
Super. Okay. And then how does Holochain come into the mix? Tell us a little bit. I think you talked a tiny bit at the start, but how did you discover Holochain? What does it mean to you, and how does it help in this scenario?
Yeah, so I discovered it shortly before the ICO, like in, what was that, 2018? And I have been looking into blockchain projects because I was interested in kind of decision making and also distributed systems. But like blockchain, I quickly realized that it's not really interesting to me. But when I heard of Holochain and also the connection with the MetaCurrency project, and when I hear Arthur Brock talking, it just clicks, like so many things. Also that I see the complexity coming together in this kind of architecture. So I see so much potential of building an ecosystem of applications, an ecosystem of actually talking to each other, instead of just those silos that we have right now. So for the Lightwave marketplace, I see that we use the technology on one side to support the regional, the bioregions, so that each bioregion has their own kind of marketplace that's adapted fully to them, but is still able to talk to kind of a global level marketplace. Or even nationwide or whatever. So we'll be freely able to kind of as a user, even you will be freely able like once it's spread around a bit, to decide like what's my region, where do I want to get products from. That's one thing, and the other level is from a kind of functional level. So we'll have a lot of different functions for different stages in the process. So farmers will have a different need than the shops, and the shops have a different need than consumers. So we can build modules for the farmers that can help them plan and also get the products they need through the marketplace, together with the planning, and have like all integrated with an accounting system and kind of product management system. And then we can integrate that into the marketplace, like where they have the products available, or even are able to kind of, once they are able to guess how much produce they are able to produce in a year or in a month or so, that they can then put that on the marketplace, and there they can find consumers or distributors or shops. So all those different kinds of modules I see working on Holochain and being connected to each other without the problem of centralized servers that are unstable or get attacked, or yeah, that in that sense.
And how about you, Johannes?
So I came from the background that I had this theory that we have to change like the financial system to change economic developments. And so I was discovering first Bitcoin and the whole blockchain, and I was completely excited about it. And I get into deeper that I was also interested to see if there are also like direct democratic decisions based on blockchain, and that allows money flows. And it's that I discovered the DAO system by Aragon from the block with Ethereum blockchain. And with this thought of a DAO, I just went to the event of Raphi, who presented Holochain in the university. And yeah, I was completely excited because I just realized that Holochain is making a step further, how to organize data, and also more ecological. And yeah, so I met him, and so we just saw, hey, there's so much good vibes and good connections to work together on it. And so we saw, but also first the challenge to set up the Holochain at the beginning, because it was not so production ready, and at the same time we just not clarified what we actually want to do with it. We knew intuitively that we have to do something with it, but we just didn't know what exactly. And so the marketplace, was the perfect fit. So, and yeah, so it starts, I guess, a new love story. And so it's how it came to Holochain, and yeah, looking forward to build up the base there with the team, and looking forward to also be more engaged with the community.
Super. Well, on that note, why don't we go back and start showing us the demo?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we have a mobile version and also a desktop version. Like, we are focusing now on the mobile version because we see that the most of the users that we are now focusing are more at the age buying stuff with the mobile phone. And also in the future, the people are using more mobile phones as desktops. And so, what should a mobile marketplace do? Of course, it would be great to see the products, to have a search. And by clicking on one product, and the user can see from which organization it is. It's also possible to change the amount of product or the amount of the weight from the cost to the product, and to put it also on in the shopping cart. And what we are also integrating that separates us a little bit from maybe from other conventional food marketplaces is to integrate the sustainable features. Is it organic? Is it regional or not? And also a little bit different to the other ones is that we have a map, because we are of course focused on the local or regional part. And so it's also possible to click on the different icons on the map to see what kind of organizations or stores are around oneself, and with more data. And you can also click then directly to the shop where you can see a picture, what it's doing. And we have also the opportunity to go then to the shopping cart to see where the store is, where one person is buying, and also to decide if it's get delivered or the user picks up. And we have to say it's now in German, but we're looking forward to make also an English version, because we see there's a lot of people also in Zurich who doesn't speak German. And so it would be great, of course, have also an English version. And another feature that we want to show is that we don't have only the connection between the stores, the grocery stores, and the customers, but also the delivery part. So it's also integrated in the marketplace. So if one user is interested to delivery and to the community, or to the city, to the customers, you can just select what kind of transportation someone is going, also how much packet class, how big is the package class that you can deliver, and just start and see around what kind of different orders are around. So it means if one user starts ordering something on a marketplace, it goes directly to the delivery dashboard, and the delivery person can then decide to go to open orders and just see where he has to pick it up and to bring it over. And so it's also working with Google Maps, that the person has directly a route. And that's just an addition that we are thinking of. I don't know if somebody heard about Seeds, but Seeds is also a global movement for regenerative money. And we were already thinking about to integrate like a currency if it's delivered that the person gets, for example, 5 seeds. And it also shows the how time you much need to deliver the products. So you can also check exactly the order and also just start. And we have a system that we're working with codes. So the delivery person has to go to the grocery store and ask for the code. And if the grocery store sees, okay, he's the delivery person, he has also the order, the organization can just give the code. Make an example here maybe. So here it says the code from the grocery store, and then he can give it to the delivery person. And the same process is also with the customer. So the customer has also a code, and he needs also to give a code. Let's first do this one. Okay, so now he has to go to the next step from B to C. And okay, the problem is now for the demo, sorry for that we can't go to the account from Tiber because it's separated. But I think you understand, the idea is clear. The customer has the second code, and I can just put it as a delivery person there, and it's all finished. And so that's all the process, what is possible now on the marketplace. We are looking now forwards to add more tools. And that's what already Raphi said, that we are integrating an inventory or a product management for the organizations that connected with the logistics. And so to summarize it a little bit better, so if we have an order by a grocery store, by the food producer, that at the moment that the grocery store is confirming the order, that it's transported to the store, it's automatically the products are going to the inventory management system from the grocery store. And for example, 25 kilos of apple, it goes directly there. And if one customer is buying now one apple, that it goes also directly live from the grocery store inventory management. It takes 1 hour. That is not more 25 kilos, but 24. But it's now, we are now in a moment, we are organizing a test run in 1 week with organizations out there with our community to have the first feedback loop, and also to integrate more functionalities to the needs of the different customers and organizations and delivery persons. Yeah, so that's our demo. Yeah.
Wow, a lot of work. How you guys have been working on this for a few months now?
Yeah, since July.
Yeah. So we had the team building process at the July, and then we started to go more deeper in prototyping around 4 or 5 months. On the app, just 2 months. We won also a prize for the city. That's a membership also for a co-working space from Impact Hub. And also we have now a talk with the City Council of Zurich to see if we can work together.
Yeah, there we basically developed, we took part of the Climathon in November, I think it was. And there with some additional members that joined us there, we developed the idea of a community delivery system. So that actually the community, the idea was that like when you're at work and you need to go home and there's like a grocery store somewhere on the way, so you can go there, pick up the delivery and go to a neighbor that's close to your home and deliver the grocery. Basically that's kind of the most ecological way of delivering something.
Yep.
When you're using already existing routes.
Yep.
So it's always about thinking about like how is it ecological and how does it make sense in a new way, and finding new systems that we're building.
Really cool. So what's next, guys? What's coming in the next couple of months?
Yeah, that's a good question. We are more working in 3 or 4 weeks ahead, I would say, because it's a very flexible, our process, and we are also just flowing intuitively through the process. But for sure, it's the call with the City Council of Zurich to present them the prototype, the application, and also the experience on the test run. And for sure, in the next months, we will have, so what we have, and it's, I would say also a big feature, what we have is a strong, good partnerships with umbrella organizations, with with it's called Ernährungsforum Zurich. So we have strong partnerships in cities that are connected well with all the producers, logistics and grocery stores. That helps a lot because they're organizing the events for us. We are presenting the prototype and they're just saying, yeah, we're interested. We want to go deeper in. And so the next ones will be to start contacting them again and to introduce the concept and to pick up more their needs and feedbacks to integrate to the application. And yeah. So on the Holochain part, maybe,
Yeah, exactly. We found a Holochain developer that's interested in working with us. So I think he already started developing like last week or 2 weeks ago or so. And so we're really exciting to also get things working on that front with the new Holochain RSM version. Yeah.
Super. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with people or discuss?
So maybe we can mention that we are also looking forward to do this as an open source project, and people who are interested or know somebody who could be interested could just take a look over our project, and if it fits well, can also join in developing and working together on it. Yeah. And having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Super.
And a lot of interesting discussions and philosophizing and
yeah, well, it's clear you guys are thinking very deeply about what you're doing and using great design, deep consideration for the user, and thinking through the economics and the flows of information. So yeah, it's fantastic to see what you're up to.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, I'm going to call it an end to this unless there's anything final that's coming up. But otherwise, I think that there's an ask if we've got any open source developers or contributors that would like to get involved, please follow the links and get in touch with Raphi and Johannes. And otherwise, let's good luck with all of the conversations with the City of Zurich and other cities and suppliers, and hopefully come back in a month or two with some updates to the product and updates for what's happening. It'd be great to get a sense. It'd be great to share some progress with the Holochain ecosystem over 2021.
Definitely. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you. No.
Super. Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining. It's another ecosystem session. We had Raphi and Johannes from the Lightwave, and look forward to seeing more from these guys, and have a great day.